she's not around. When 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 she's not around. And all I want to do is sit and wonder.
All right, welcome back to another show. NWA Connie Corsos is in the house. Brother Vick is in the house. And, of course, Brother CT is in the house. If you've never been here before, we talk absolutely everything about dogs. If you need products, look down in the description. Whether it's breeder, pet owner, supplies, we got it all covered. Eternal Animal, look it down in the description. Today, Brother Vick, what's happening?
Nothing much. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. Introduce yourself to the public. You've been on here before, but if they don't know you,
usually I just chime in or I'll be in the comments. But I'm Vic. I did military working dog for 8 years. Military, active duty Air Force, 10 total. After that, I got out in 2024. Trained police dogs here in the Dallas area, and now I just kind of do it for fun whenever I get a dog that I like.
That's what's up. All right, this next young man, Clyde, I've been passing out flowers when I've been having my regulars, my another pillar on my channel, man. CT's Touch Horses and Dogs. He has a YouTube channel. I used to reach out to CT way before YouTube, ask him training questions and things like that. But it wouldn't be no NWA without Clyde. You know what I mean? At least not this podcast. Man. Clyde was my first ever podcast, him and Gypsy Stratton. I don't know how I started out that way, and I don't know how I started out that good, but we started out damn good.
Came in hot, didn't it?
Yeah, it came in hot, Clyde. But I want to say, man, I appreciate you, brother. Man, you've been rocking with me for years. You ain't never changed. You ain't never showed me no sign of jealousy or no stupid stuff, man. You've been solid as a rock, bro. I really appreciate it.
I love to see brothers elevate, man. I love to see anybody elevate.
And you watched it. You watched it. Let's crawl, boy.
Hey, like you say, I've been there from day one. So I watched you, man, and I'm proud of you. And you know what I'm saying? I think you lit my fire a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I'm just a local in Muskogee, Oklahoma, man. I don't do a lot of big traveling dog stuff. So you kind of exposed some of the world to me. So I appreciate that opportunity that you gave me, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So you are from Muskogee. Tell them just a little bit about yourself, your YouTube channel, and
so I'm Clyde Thompson, guys. I got CT's Touch Horses /Dogs. I am a animal trainer. I'm a horse and dog trainer. I'm a teacher by nature. I'm a certified elementary teacher. Teaching is training, and it all carries over. You know what I'm saying? So if you're out there, you get on YouTube, CT's Touch Horses /Dogs. There's plenty of videos. There's going to be some you like, some you don't like, you know. I interact with all my comments. I get a lot of people that watch my page, but don't subscribe. You know, I'm gonna encourage you guys, if you come across my stuff and if you like it, subscribe to it or hit the thumb button. Somehow it will help a little, you know. So each one teach one and help one.
Man, I think the first video I saw of you was called Backyard Breeder.
Man, hey, look, I didn't even know it had that many views, man. I posted it and left it.
Right.
And I think you the one exposed me. You was like, man, that thing got over 1 million something views. And I went back and looked and I was like, well, damn, okay.
yeah, that was crazy. And then to see them dogs working like you was doing, they was going back into their witch collar. You was like, dude, this is like Unhappy Dog. But that was a crazy, crazy video, man. You know what I'm saying?
If it was, and I meant what I said, you know, if it wasn't for a backyard breeder, most of us wouldn't have the dog we've had, wouldn't have the dog that you first got if it wasn't for a so-called backyard breeder.
Man, that's funny. She says this right here. You know, Clyde, in Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, it's a lot of horse dog people. You know, you know that?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Well, you know, because like I say, training, a lot of times training, it all carries, it crosses over, you know, and then in Oklahoma and Texas, I mean, Oklahoma and Texas is horse country, you know, so a lot of times if people like dogs, they probably do got a horse. But again, everybody can't be trainers. Some people need to take their horse or dog to a trainer.
Right, right. That's what's up. All right. Well, look at here. The name of this show is, or the topic, main topic is going to be, is social media helping or hurting dogs? Let's just get a rough opinion on it. Vic, let's start with you. What do you think about that?
I think it depends on what side you're on. If you're an ethical breeder, ethical dog person, I think it helps a lot. As Class said, each one teach one. A lot of people don't know about dogs or don't know what they don't know. So I think it does nothing in that sense but to help. But I think for people that are just getting into dogs, people that are trying to learn, it can be dangerous because some people out here are self-proclaimed
Yeah.
geniuses, and they'll lead you down the dark road, and you won't know till you get hurt, you get sued, somebody gets worse, or you thousands of dollars in the hole. I think it just depends on who you listening to on the internet and or social media. There's plenty of scammers out here, just as much as there are people like this podcast. They're out there to help people. You just got to be real particular.
Right.
Social media is a double-edged sword, man. You know, it can help, but it definitely can hurt as well. It's kind of like AI now. If you don't know the subject and the topic, looking at AI, you're gonna be fooled. But if you know the subject and you know the topic, then a close eye, you can tell. If you're very specific, you can tell, oh, that's AI. Just because you pick out certain things. And on the internet, when it comes to social media, whatever you believe, you can find it on social media. I don't care what it is, you can find it. So you have to have some inside knowledge, or if you don't have it, you need to get with somebody that does instead of depending upon social media. Because like Vic said, man, it's a lot of scammers out there. It's a lot of beautiful websites and social media business pages, and they ain't what they say they is. You know, uh for those that's looking for social media, and if you don't have any inside knowledge, you may get you may get it handed to you, or you may get lucky to find somebody solid and genuine. But most cases you're gonna find the bullshit first.
Oh yeah, the
Yeah,
bullshit.
it's
Yeah, the
gonna teach you the
bullshit.
hard way first.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I'm with both of you gentlemen, especially when Clyde described it as a two-way sword. Um, I mean, it's like right when you think things are getting better, here comes somebody, this avatar of a new guy. That I don't know how they build these followers. Man,
Yeah, that's
it's
really what it's
scary.
come down to. Some of these aren't even dog trainers. Some of these are just good photographers and video editors.
Right.
That's it,
Where,
man.
Talking some
hey,
straight bullshit. It's like,
Hey,
hmm
hey, hey, and a gift of gab.
oh God, bro.
yeah,
Yeah, I've been hearing some shit lately. I'm like, oh my God, bro. It's like, and so that's the dangerous part about it. And different things, and because everybody intentions ain't pure. Um, everybody don't it's rarely that you meet. Oh, come on back here, brother. It's rarely that you meet that you
they got him. He was talking too much.
yeah, he was. Yeah, I think he out of there. Where you meet guys like you and Clyde that, especially Clyde, since he's online quite a bit, that just don't give a
Hmm
shit. He tells the truth. He don't care. He's not worried about monetization and things like that. Yeah, so I definitely think it's a double-edged sword. And I was mentioning also last night, I think that social media, I call it, let me wait till he come in.
Go ahead.
Okay. So, but I also think, I refer to this social media as the matrix, almost like the jailhouse. You can go be who you want to be in the jail, and just like it's the same.
Hey, do you run into one of your partners in there that know you ain't that guy?
Right. Everybody's gangster to a real gangster show up.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I noticed that like it's characters, it's and different things online um but let's step into dog training when it comes to social media. And I know one trainer might do it this way, and another trainer might say, well, no. And where's the fine line in what's right, what's wrong? And two, I'm gonna let you start with this, CT. If I go ahead with that, and I'll follow it up in a little bit.
So it's about what you want with your training, what you want out of your dog. You know what I'm saying? If you're training for the show ring, then you want show type training. But if you just want a family dog, you don't need a focus hill to walk in your neighborhood to take your dog to the park. You don't need that fancy type of training just for a family dog. Uh, when I say the different styles of training, it's about what are you getting your dog trained for? If you're getting your dog trained for sport, normally they have an obedience class or obedience part and the focus heel and all that sharp stuff. That's how you score points. But if you're doing family training, and if you go to a trainer and he got a vest on and he got treats and balls and toys and whistles, then he's probably really not the best trainer for you for a family dog, because a lot of that stuff, once you get to the home, it's not needed or it's not going to work unless you walking around smelling like beef jerky or got a ball or a tug or a toy in your hand. Most of that stuff is choreographed type of training. It's choreographed. It's staged, and you don't need that type of training for a family dog. So when I say the different styles, know what you're looking for, know what type of training that you want with your dog, and then find that type of trainer.
Okay. Vic.
I I can't really say too much different. Yeah, you gotta know what you're looking for. Now everybody's gonna do it differently, and I think it's up to whomever to decide what they can continue with. A lot of people take their dogs and spend a couple 100,000, whatever many dollars, drop the dog off and think that it's gonna be a program like a machine, and it's gonna work the same way when they come back. No, you got to find a trainer that you agree with, that has a similar style that you can take home and do it yourself.
Mhm.
Um, I think in the sense of this topic, social media has almost become mandatory though for a lot of trainers, breeders, and stuff. Like, if you're not on social media, you don't got pictures, videos, and whatever else, then people are not gonna really take you too serious. Um, with that, if you're buyer, client, or whatever, like do your research, study some of the videos, ask some questions, comments on it, and just figure out what really works for you. Because like Clyde's a great dog trainer, but we might have two different styles. You might not be able to take my style back home versus Clyde's style might work better for you. It really just depends.
See, this is what I tell people about my training. I'm anything conducive to having a fun, safe family pet. So my training,
Hmm.
I tell people it's for around the house in the neighborhood. It's not for the show floor. It's not to be judged. You're not getting points with the type of training I do, because if I ask my dog to heel, he just gets over and walks beside me. He don't have to be prancing on his paws. He don't have to be focused up in my eyes. Uh it doesn't have to be razor sharp, my type of training. It's more of a laid back, relaxed.
It's
Like I said,
functional.
it's functional. It's definitely going, the way I teach and the way I train, you need nothing. You don't need Once we're done, you don't need a collar. You don't have to be in position. You don't have to be in an order. It's not choreographed. It's going to work when you speak it.
So what does it look like in the for its military K9s, Vic? I mean, do y'all when you was doing that, did y'all want the dog to have hell of a obedience?
Obedience is the foundation of everything. Whether
Okay.
you're out there finding narcotics, explosives, person, or you just walking down the street, you got to have obedience, right? Because
Mhm.
our dogs are considered dangerous. You know, if your dog bites, he's dangerous. Whether it's on command, off command, or is provoked or whatever, it's a danger. So obedience is always first. When we get new people coming in, everybody thinks the bite stuff's exciting and it's a little fun to shut them down. It's like, man, we're not gonna do bike training at all this month. All right, everything you're doing this month is obedience. If you don't
Right.
got obedience, you can't do nothing. Your dog don't want to listen to you. You can't read the dog. You don't understand the dog. Like obedience is really just basic communication between you and your dog.
Mhm.
If you can't get that, and you can't do nothing with the dog. I don't care what it is. You can't walk
I,
down the street.
I think what he was asking you, Vic, as far as the style, are y'all more
Style, it's
are
it's
y'all
it's
more
not
sport
sporty.
based? Okay,
No,
that's
it's
what he
not
was.
sporty. It's you gotta be practical. Once again, I don't need a dog prancing next to me looking at me if I'm deployed and we're downrange. I need him to, hey, you can be a little loose. I gotta know where you're at by all means, but like keep your head on the swivel just as much as I got mine on the swivel. Cause
Mm.
hey, the dog's got better senses, the sight and smell or hearing and smelling. I don't need him prancing next to me. Hey, if we're looking for bombs and stuff, like you don't I don't. I used to tell people I don't care. My dog was the best obedience until he found a bomb.
Mhm.
Then he's obedient to odor, which is going to save my life way more than him coming back and having a pretty heel. I could care less if he comes back and have a pretty heel. If he can tell me that there is an explosive here or at this car underneath this stair I'm about to step on, and I told him to heel and he don't, I'm cool with that. But that's way more important to me. So no, we don't need the sporty, we don't need the prancing. It's more can your dog do the task and how well does he execute? As long as we can execute the task and we have markers, we get judged on it every every month. Honestly, we get judged on every 6 months. We have a bigger test, and every year we go off in front of our higher ups that we gotta score good on, and they judge everything.
Mm.
And see
So
if I'm not mistaken, Vic and Joe, I bet you military guys, y'all want a dog. Y'all definitely want a working line dog. You want a dog. You
mhm,
want a dog that's like you said. His head is on a swivel. He's looking whatever you train him for. He's looking and eager to do it.
yeah,
And when you train a dog like that, it shows. Even if even if you're not teaching a focus heel, that dog is
mhm,
still walking and he's alert and he's because he's wanting to do whatever it is that these guys are training him to do.
yeah,
It's kind of like Atlas and Q over there. Atlas is, I mean, he is a working dog. He wants to be doing something. So it's gonna look. He's doing everything with more enthusiasm, unless you
mhm,
take a bad trainer and drill it and put it out of him with bad training. But just
yeah.
a mediocre trainer, he's gonna be doing it with more enthusiasm just because that's his genetics.
Right. And I would equate military and police very similar. There's some tweaks that we do differently for sure, but it's real similar to where like, hey, I don't need the most perfect obedience because at the end of the day, like me and this dog got to make it home safe. So if he's a little bit loose with some things, but he's on point when like we're pushing the target or we're out there doing the job, like where I need him to be, then that's okay. Like a pretty heel is not gonna make sure I make it home at the end of the night.
I
Right.
remember one time I had some officers to come look at a group of dogs that I had,
Hmm.
and it was actually it wasn't an officer, it was a lady that actually I guess she was their go-to person for police dogs for this particular police force. And she actually told me that my dogs was had too much control on them.
Hmm.
She said we want a
Yeah.
dog that's a little bit more loose and like You know, she mentioned crowd control. If I'm doing crowd control, I want him pulling on the leash and barking, and you know what I'm saying? And it made sense when she said it, you know.
Right.
Uh
Because
but
our dog's gotta have some independence to him.
right.
I can't have a dog that's looking back every 2 seconds to verify or check in. Like sometimes you gotta go do your thing over there, and I gotta go the other way and handle my part of this situation, this scenario, whatever. Because
Now
whatever we
see,
do, we don't ever do anything scripted.
I
Nothing is
think that
scripted.
looking back and checking in, I think that's a trainer mistake. Too many guys
Hmm.
want to pat their dog too soon. They want to reward their dog too soon. So a lot of
Hmm.
times it ain't always checking in. It's looking back for that damn treat. And that
Yeah,
pat you've been, you know, I've seen trainers, the dog is trying to work and they go to patting him and take him off of what he's doing. But a lot
yeah.
of those
It's a
dogs,
dependence.
yeah, and a lot of those dogs are insecure. Some of them are insecure anyway. So definitely that insecure dog, he keeps looking back, wanting reassurance. But a lot of trainers, they too quick to pet and to reward the dog when they're training.
Hmm. And to go back to how military does it, the other thing that's interesting about military, and I compare it to police, but it's different. But we trade dogs off a lot. If you're not special forces, which I wasn't special forces. I wasn't nothing special, just your regular everyday MP canine. We trade dogs a lot. You know, you could have a dog for. I think the longest I ever had one dog was 2 years out of my
Hmm.
8 year career. Other than that, it's about every year to every 6 months I had a new dog.
Really?
And that dog had a different handler or trainer before me, you know? So my some of my dogs had probably like I think my oldest one that I had was 13 years old. She had 8 different handlers.
Wow.
I was number 8 before she retired.
Yeah, yeah,
So
they
to get
get
that
passed
dog,
around a lot.
yeah, so to have that dog and say that was Clyde's dog before, and then I get it. Clyde might have did something different or messed up with this dog or whatever. Now I gotta go back and fix it just to be, at standard or passing. That's the other thing about like the military that if you're not special forces where you got that same dog for ever long, like we pass dogs off. You can pass a dog off just because you had the dog 2 years now you got to deploy, and he's like that dog's not going to do well in heat. You got to get this new dog, train up real fast, and go. Like it could happen just like that. I've literally walked in with my dog. He said that's not your dog anymore. Clicked his leash to somebody else. It's like now go. Like we got work to do. Like
Wow. Okay.
it happens quick, and yeah. So our dogs not gonna have that sporty, but they do listen, and you can tell. You know, I tell everybody that as long as you put in the work with a dog, whether it's military, police, civilian, sport, your dog's gonna tell everybody what they know. You can sit here, you can boast and tell you the best trainer, best handler, whatever. Go get your dog and show your dog. Your dog's gonna tell everybody how well of a handler or trainer, whatever you are.
Now this is similar to a conversation for Miss Sharon on the training home
Right.
and family dog page
Yeah.
because she always talk a lot about. So a lot of times, like what Vic said, dogs are passed around. So a lot of times those dogs, they have no bond with you. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm,
That they're working strictly on their training. When you take a family dog that you've raised and you've bonded with, they have a bond to you. So some of those dogs, they're actually working for you because of the bond. And I'm speaking a lot in the protection stuff. They may protect you out of bondage, being bonded to you versus being trained to protect you, you know.
mhm,
So the military, like I say, when you pass one around, if you ever get one that's been passed around, you and if you're a dog trainer and you can read dogs, you can tell it right off because they really don't give a fuck about you. long as
mhm,
you
yeah,
feed me, long as
Yeah.
you feed me and do what I've been taught, that's all you hey, that's all I need you for.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
mhm,
Get
Versus
to
a,
know the
a
job.
family dog that you've raised up and you've nourished and y'all done bonded. It's totally different, man.
Hmm.
yeah. And that you
Got you.
see every day.
Yeah.
That's the difference.
Hey, Doug, want me to ask you something, Vic? What's
Okay.
up, Doug? Doug is on the road, so
Hmm.
he's he's slacking on the job.
No, Doug is always working, man.
Yeah, he is. He said, "Can you ask Vic in the military? Do they use all the technical techniques you see online, like walking in between the handler's legs?
No.
Okay.
Hey,
I can't
boy,
think
I'm
of.
so
You
glad
tell
you
me.
said that.
You tell me what situation you want a dog that's trained to bite, that's hyped up between your legs.
Hey,
As a man that's very insecure, you have a dog looking up, barking, ready to bite.
Yeah.
Dogs don't. I tell people ask all the time, "Oh, do dogs know, who to bite, who not to bite? They know the uniform." No, they do not. They do not care. Accidents happen. Dog grabs the wrong person, grabs their own handler. It happens. But there's not a lot of stuff that you see online is just for online. It's to look cool.
it's
I'm
for
not I'm
sure.
not clearing I'm not clearing a building with my dog between my legs.
Exactly.
That's no benefit to me. First of all, you got to walk funny, depending on how big your dog is. Um, and then you're just a bigger target. You're moving slower. No, it's something like
And
that.
and
No.
you got other things to worry about than that damn dog between your legs.
hmm the person I feel like that came up with that, and some of us teach our dogs, yeah, for fun, but like
Yeah,
in a real
it looks
scenario, we're
good,
not. Yeah, it
but it's
looks
not
cool. It's
practical.
fun. It's not practical, you know. For fun, that's what I call it. Like tactical stuff is, can your dog heal when you need to? Can you send your dog out? Can your dog come back? Does your dog have the independence to work away from you?
To work
You
out there
know,
away from you.
and is he trained enough to handle a situation when he comes into it? Like if I send my dog into a room, I gotta trust that he knows what he's doing in that room. He can handle business with or without me, right? If he goes in there, he comes back out. I can trust that he handled business. He cleared that room, and we're pushing to the next one. Right. That's like your stays, your long downs, your long sits, stuff like that is more tactful, but that don't look good on camera. You know that stuff is just like that's a good trained dog, but that's not flashy. That's not going to give me views. It's not going to make me go viral on
Exactly, man.
Right.
TikTok or Instagram.
Hey,
You know.
I tell people it's for likes.
Yeah.
It's for
Yeah.
likes. It's for thumbs up. You get likes on that type of shit, but it ain't practical.
Yeah.
Right.
I actually, when would you use it? When would you use that over my dog being on my heel? Right. A tactical switch every so often, depending on like if there's a wall, building corner, or whatever. Like I might switch my dog to a different side. But yeah, no, I'm not throwing my dog between my legs. I I, I always tell people you need to be comfortable with your dog in terms of like if something were to happen, be able to pick your dog up, touch your dog, know your dog inside and out. Temperature, you need to be your dog's vet. That's more so that if something goes wrong, that's good tactics to have. And you can coach the people around you. Where this is the US, we don't do too much solo. You send in one, you send in a couple people. And so that you can coach and tell people where to go if you are in a tactical situation, that they can fill in and do their roles, and that you can be the more is more beneficial, and you could be a real team player and be beneficial to the team. That's your tactics right there. How can you work this dog and communicate to the people around you? My dog works like this. Expect X, Y, and Z. Don't move in this scenario, and we got you. Cover me on this. I'm not looking here. I'm looking at my dog in this scenario. I need you to do that. That's tactics.
Let me change gears right quick. Um, to then we'll get back on some of that. Um, what social media, we bounce ideas, we look and learn from each other. We teach. Somebody might have questions. Um, but sometimes it seems like it's a new thing when like people put up stuff, and if you comment and they don't like it, they feel like you wrong. Why you coming to my post? Commenting
hmm
on it.
Hey, look
Yeah.
here. If you put it out there for the public, you open yourself up for whatever.
Yeah.
It's kind of like your constitutional right to film in public. If you put it out there in public, you just open yourself for whatever. And if you standing on what you standing on, you ought to be able to handle anything that comes your direction.
Right.
If you standing and believe in what you done, and your work is solid, stand on it. And any comment or anybody that come in there, you address it according to what you posted. See, I tell people all the time, your video don't support the narrative, or your narrative don't support the video. You know, uh, I got some friends out there, man, that you like you say, Vic, if you say something, if you don't like something, most of the time, goddamn it, they think you don't like them, or they
Yeah, they
feel
think
some
it's
type of way
personal.
about it,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know.
yeah.
And that's just not how it should be. And you got some that's cool about taking it constructively.
Yeah.
I've commented on some guys and they call me or they inbox me, hey man, what is it that you didn't like? Or what is it why you say my video didn't support the narrative? You know, but then you got some guys that don't want to know. So let them go ahead on.
Let me
But,
ask you
but
this.
go
Let,
ahead.
let me ask you something, man. Um, is that a cult? Do you think that's a cultural thing? Like,
Man, I think
what? What?
it's just,
I mean,
uh,
is it an American thing to be so sensitive nowadays? Or
no, I don't think it's American. I think it's worldwide, man. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
It's just that people think that when they post, everybody gotta like they shit. You know what I'm saying? And if you don't like it, then all of a sudden you're not a friend of theirs.
Mhm.
yeah,
You know, you're not a friend. My grandma used to tell me, we all heard the saying, if you can't say something nice, don't say nothing at all.
right, right.
That don't fly on social media.
No, no, I don't.
No,
No, I don't.
everybody got a
Then,
voice on
like,
social
I
media.
noticed this just being on my side, and I'm sorry, man. I'll never do nothing to try to down my people. But a lot of times the brothers be real emotional, man. They crash out, melt down on. I mean, like I'm talking about on all genre of podcasts and different.
Well,
They just
man, how you
float
go? You a brother. You supposed to support. You should be supporting me. We all supposed to be looking out for each other. Okay,
right.
it's all. But I don't mean that. Don't mean I have to co-sign your bullshit.
It's,
You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying?
A lot of it's
yeah,
competition too, I think, though.
it is competition.
A lot of brothers, I support you until you better than me.
Yeah,
And then
yeah,
I don't support it. You do
right.
good, just don't do better
Don't do
than
better than
me.
me. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah,
I
for
got
sure.
I got a few people, man, that I really just need to turn off and not watch their
You got to
content
stop looking. Yeah, yeah,
because it's hard to look at their content and not say something. You know
right.
what I'm
Mhm.
saying? And it's hard to say something good about it. You know,
Yeah. But
it's
this is the
tough.
thing. This is the thing, Clyde. I've been on the other side. I've been on the Matrix a while, 3 years. And I
Uh,
don't give a damn what nobody say. If you a shaky, fraudulent, pink booty dude, you're not gonna make it that long. You're
no,
not gonna make it
no,
because
Mhm.
they're gonna bring something out on you.
you're gonna get
They're
exposed.
gonna expose you. They're gonna
Yeah,
expose you.
you're
So
gonna get exposed.
you're gonna get exposed. But I noticed this, brother. I'm telling you, I know this. Some dudes that's in the dog community are just content creators. That's what they want to be. A lot of them tell you, look, I'm a content creator. You wouldn't believe how many times dudes are like hit me up. Hey man, let's start a Connie Corso beef. It'll be good for the views. Let's start
Mhm.
a beef with the Borble. Hey, let's do this. Let's do that. I'm like, man, fuck that shit. I ain't finna get on there doing all that,
Hey,
And
hey, it's
but
promotional shit, huh?
this is true. They done call me up and done stuff like that. Asked me to do stuff like that. I've had dudes like barking and whoa, yeah, I'm whoa, whoop, 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 whoop. And then when it get crazy, and I've seen people in the comments comment, yeah, motherfucker, you really? And they'll call me, who was it in the comments? We're gonna put authorities on them. They'll call the police on you. A lot of them. A lot
Hey,
of them. And so a lot of it ain't I'm just being honest. I ain't never told nobody that. A lot of the characters on social media, not even real, bro. It's
man,
all
that's in everything, man. I mean, look at the rap industry. Look at boxing. The press conference. A lot of this shit is just to hype.
mm-hmm,
It's to hype up the show. You
mm-hmm.
know, so even in this dog world,
It's
you
the
got
same
some
thing.
people like you say they just trying to get views and likes, but unfortunately, them views and likes will get them clients
Yeah.
that
Mhm.
don't know. You know what I'm saying? Clients that don't know no better.
How to catch a dummy. Nah.
Yeah,
I
hey,
mean, for
hey,
real.
pretty
But for
much.
real, they don't they don't give a damn about you not knowing. You know what I'm saying?
Man, there's a lot of people out there, Joe, with more money than sense.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it's some people that they pride themselves in spending a lot of money. Man, it cost me $3,500 to get this dog obedience, just obedience trained.
Mm-hmm.
They bragging on spending $3,500 to get their dog obedience trained, and they can't even let their dog out the door without him running down the street. They can't call him back. You know,
Right.
but they brag on the fact that they paid $3,500. You know,
He said 416 says a bunch of real housewives of the dog world type shit. I don't know who's watching, but is there any content creators you guys feel like you have been copied some of your work, some of the stuff you just been directly taken from you, or things like that? I've heard a lot of people saying that lately. Man, I just said that dude just stripped that from me. If anybody in there, let me know. You can put it in the comment.
hey, I guess it's kind of like comedians too. You know, you hear the comedians. That was my joke.
Yeah.
He stole my joke. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Now some of it, like how much you gonna be when you talk about dogs, there's only a few things you can talk about. Training, nutrition, breeding, maintenance. So it's gonna go in a circle. It's just another person gonna tell it a different way. And some people you can tell they got more depth. So some things are gonna be repeated. And I've been podcasting long enough to know when people are really experienced, a lot of shit they agree on. A lot of shit. So it can
especially if they training goals and stuff is the same.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You're gonna run across, okay, we're doing the same shit. And it don't mean that I got this from you or you got this from me. You know what I'm saying? If we got the same concepts and the same training goals, then you're gonna be doing some of the same stuff. And it doesn't mean that it gets me when them guys want to call it their method.
Right.
You know, this is my method.
Right.
Man, it's a method, but it's not. Well, then, okay, do they really mean like it's mine, like I invented this, or this is the way I do it? But a lot of them want people to think that they invented this shit.
Yeah. Even the shoulder roll. Mayweather didn't invent this shit.
Yeah.
It's called the Philly shell.
That's it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Hey, let me Vic he asked me a question privately one time. He wanted me to bring this up. So I'm gonna bring this up and I'm gonna let him expound on it. He says, are Americans ruining dog breeds? Expound on what you was talking about on that, Vic.
Oh, are America's ruining dog breeds was the question I posed to you because we had so many people have these, especially high drive dogs, these, Dutch Shepherds, German Shepherds, Malinois, et cetera, Dobermans, and they always talk about, I go overseas to get this dog. I go overseas to get that dog, and then you bring them over here, and it's like, oh well, that's an American, Doberman. This is the, you know, West German Shepherd, or whatever. There's so many different variations of what should be one standard of dog, but there's so many different variations, and I don't know too many people that are like, I want the American variation. So my question is, have we changed dogs and dog breeds to the point where we've either watered them down and they're not really wanted anymore, or like have we really ruined some breeds to where like you should go overseas? Because we have plenty of breeders in the States. You can't tell me that we have a lack of breeders of any kind of dog really, unless it's one of the real rare dogs that's not in the States. If you can think of it, you can probably find it here in the States. But more people elect to import a dog more than get a dog here in the States.
I think what happens, Vic, first of all, the foreigners, they used to have better breeding standards, better breeding practices. Everybody couldn't be a breeder in a lot of these foreign countries. You had to have certain standards and qualifications just to be a breeder. In America, in the States, hell, shit, you get a dog, your uncle got a female, you got a male. Shit, y'all breed dogs, now y'all call yourself breeders. I think what happens in the States is that and I'm not going to even say the states no more. Even the foreign dogs. You got some of these guys now. It's all about when you put out a good dog and you get people wanting that dog. Now you get caught up in the money part of it, and you're just trying to put out dogs.
Hmm.
You're just trying to get this money. Hey, this bad bitch only comes in heat. She only come in heat twice a year or once a year. You know what I'm saying? But
Hmm.
now you got a dog that come and heat once a year, and you got 15 people in line wanting a puppy. Most of the people now they just trying to goddamn put puppies on the ground. You know,
Hmm.
so I think the in the states, most of it has got uh money's been the bottom line. And
Right.
anytime when that money's the bottom line, you're gonna sacrifice somewhere else because you're trying to produce mass numbers. And dogs
So
just don't work that way.
Well, that's funny, right? Because like, sorry, Vic, give me 1 second.
go
But
ahead.
so like, that's why I said it's an American thing because like right now we really aesthetic heavy. Like we had that. It's still going on a lot of Frenchy, fluffy. Hey, I ain't getting on y'all, but it's kind of like, all right, to guys like us, we be like, yeah, we won't do it. That dog is useless for us. So
Hmm.
that's why I asked it is like a cultural thing because I'm starting to see that exotic, fluffy, all that whole genre, that
Hmm.
thought process, moving to big dogs.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Is it? Are we degrading dogs for the sake of the hustle?
Right.
I think a lot. I think in the most cases, yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. So, Clyde, you a German Shepherd, man. Have you seen any kind of new weird German Shepherds they coming out with?
I mean, they always talk about the king shepherd. You know,
What is that?
well, it's supposed to be this big ass, over 100 pound shepherd. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And they call it the king shepherd. Uh, uh, you got the people. Oh, I want a straight back. You know what I'm saying? I don't
Hmm.
want that. I don't want that. I don't want that dog with the low rear end. A lot of them don't. They don't know the difference, but they just label dogs. I got a lady that she breed dogs and she's getting a lot of money and she got her whole page titled DDR. And when you just look at her
Yeah.
dogs, they're not DDR dogs. If you know what
DDR dog,
DDR is,
they don't exist no more, do they?
man, there's still some out there, but she's
Yeah.
she's she's talking about 100% DDR. Nah, I
Hmm.
doubt it. I doubt it very seriously. But when you just look at her dogs, and she got beautiful dogs, but they're not DDR
They're not
dogs.
as labeled.
They're not as labeled, and she's as soon as a litter hit the ground, she got them sold. You know,
Yeah.
hey, she's a beautiful woman. Her place look good. Her dogs look good, but they're not DDR dogs.
Hmm.
You know, so I think a lot of times it's misinformed and mislabeling. You know, you take the black the sable dog. You- People will call that dog so many different colors. It's a shame.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So with the shepherd, you got different shepherd patterns, but a lot of people don't know how to describe their shepherd pattern. They don't know the difference between a bicolored shepherd and a saddle and a blanket back shepherd.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Blanket back, saddle back. But like Vic was saying, we should have one standard, but it don't work like that. You know,
Yeah,
Man,
because that's what you hear everybody say. I breed to standard. I breed to this. I breed to that.
right.
But there's so many different variations of a standard, and you can go
Yeah.
down just breeds of dogs. You got like Akitas, German Shepherds, Dobermans. I believe there's a different variation of a Lab. There's so many different variations of these dogs that once they've come to the states, they are different now. They are noticeably different. Um, but everybody's gonna say, "Oh, I breed the standard," you
But
know, and
but with over time,
Mhm.
I don't know the scientific words to use for this, but if you bring an animal from another area into the US, It's certain
Hmm.
things, certain plants, certain, you know, that may make
Correct.
them change. Do you think over time that
That's that's evolution. But if
right?
we are ethically breeding and we have a written standard where the dog should be within these these variations of, we get it down to the height, the weight, the whatever. Why are they so different? I like to use the Doberman, for example, because you can visibly see the difference between a European and American Doberman. It,
Yeah.
it's night and day difference to me.
You starting to
Where
see it in the Rottweilers as well now. I mean,
you
now they
do,
got the American, they got Siberian, they got oh man,
Yeah,
they
yeah.
coming up with
yeah.
so many different variations of Rottweilers. It's ridiculous,
Oh
man.
yeah, I got a good education on Rottweilers messing with
And
Terry and them and Jihad, boy.
and
God,
I
dog,
I
yeah.
know your show not too long ago with Tony. Tony mentions it. He says
Mhm.
that, yeah, some of the American Corsos got mixed blood that he won't touch,
Right,
right?
yeah.
But everybody breeds the standard, so
Right,
that's
right.
not standard to me. But Tony would say that's an American bloodline dog. That dog is different than what he
So
has.
so so where do we go to find the standards? I always told people to go to the AKC because that's your most recognized dog registry is the
Hmm.
AKC. And in most breeds that they have, they have listed standards,
Right.
height, they talk about it, behavioral and attitudes, but they normally have a standard for the AKC dogs that they recognize.
Hmm.
Yeah, but then too, being that I'm in the matrix, I be hearing stuff since I'm kind of like a damn news channel. It's a big movement on dog creativity, band dogs,
Hmm.
what they call it, designer breeds and shit. Like every day you're hearing like a new type of dog, without
Yeah.
people like not like the North American massive lady that's they've been working to this dog is gonna be officially a breed. And what I see now is, man, I think I had 10 people, 8 to 10 people this year tell me like uh the AKC pure breed dogs, preservation breeders are something new, like
Hmm.
virtually new. It all that, the show world, which is something that started in the 1800s, right? Is the 1800s, would y'all consider the 1800s new to you? Something over 100 years?
No, no, I
Mm,
don't.
no.
I Let's go back to the word derived.
Right,
What do they derive from?
right.
You know what I'm saying? And then they may have derived here, but then there's changes. There's changes over the years depending on who the breeders is, and it
Hmm.
depends on what their goals is.
What the club? Yeah, the clubs. Yeah.
But
Yeah,
even
you know
even
what I'm
something
saying?
like the AKC will change their standards. The
Yeah.
Hmm.
AKC has changed standards of for dog breeds.
Oh yeah.
So it's kind of just what's hot for right
What's
now.
hot? Yeah, what's hot? The
Mhm.
political and it's politics and everything, man.
I just went to a breed that's not an AKC. It has its own registry. It's been like that for 80 years,
What'd you
and
go
that's
to?
what it is. I went
What'd
to
you
Catahoulas.
Catahoulas? Yeah, we gotta talk
Catahoulas is
about.
not AKC recognized yet. They've had their own registry. It's been managed by the same family for generations. It is what it is. They hold their own shows. They have the judges that have been in the breed for longer than I've been alive, and that's what it is.
How old
There
is the
is
So
breed?
no.
so let me ask you this, Vic.
Mhm.
What is a
Not,
Catahoula?
yeah, let me look it up.
I don't know how old the breed is.
No, I'm
What
just
is a
saying in your
Catahoula?
words, what is a Catahoula?
Right.
And Catahoula is the American backwoods working dog. That's my version of it. A dog that came from the swamps, Louisiana, and did whatever you needed to do. They herd, they hunt, they guard, they do whatever you needed them to do. But the number one thing that they say is this is a working line dog. It's not a dog that's supposed to sit on your couch. Like even on the registry, they tell you this is not meant for everybody.
Okay,
Hmm.
And
now
when I got mine, that's what the lady told me. I don't know if this is something you want. This is not for everybody. And we had to have a conversation and go back and forth to where she was like, okay, yeah, I trust that you can handle something like this. But it's it's like having a fast car. Not everybody's meant to drive above the speed limit,
So
Mhm.
I'm gonna
but I
say this.
like it.
I don't
Hmm.
know what the hell a Callahoola is, but when I see a particular dog, I'll be like, that's a Callahoola.
Yeah.
When I see the dog, because I'm just going on looks. Now, let's talk about that Callahoola registry. Now I
Hmm.
can take, let's say I got a half border. Now let me take a short. I got a half bird dog with
Hmm.
bred with something that got some merle in it with a blue eye. Now I can call
Hmm.
Callahoola and send them a picture and get this
No,
dog registered as a Callahoola. Is that how it works?
no. You could try it. They're gonna tell you no.
Oh,
They pretty
okay.
much they have their hands in pretty much every breeder. It's got to be certified. They know who the mom is. They know who
Okay,
the dad
cool.
is. Yeah, I got my papers actually right here. Uh, and they track it. They track the whole
So
lineage.
they're more strict about. They're not like the pit bull registry. Hell, you take anything with a big blocky head, look like a bulldog, and you can get
Yeah,
a,
no, no,
a
they
APB registration on it or whatever.
yeah,
So
no.
the
You can
Callahoola
call
people are
them.
more strict.
Yeah, you can call them. They'll break down your whole lineage. I
Got
know
you. Okay.
exactly who your dog came from, when it was bred, mom did this, dad did that, who holds titles in that lineage, everything.
So
Because it's
I
been
can't.
with the
So if I
same
got a
lineage. It's never gone out to anybody else.
so if
It
I got a
is
Catahoula dog, and I know he's a Catahoula, but I have
mhm.
no papers on him, can I send them pictures of this dog and get?
No.
Okay, cool.
'Cause you got a certain time period. And if
Got you.
it's not in the registry, then tough luck.
Okay, now
I'm
that's good right there. That is good.
that's to my knowledge. Once again, I'm new to the breed, but that's
Yeah.
from what I've gathered so far. That's what it
Okay.
is. It's yeah, we don't it's not for everybody. We don't let everybody in. But it's not like they're not mean about it. It's just you gotta know what you got.
I mean,
Like
I
my
see a lot
breeder
of
told me.
those
Yeah.
dogs around ranches. The cowboys around here, a lot of them, these
Hmm.
country boys that they got the Catahoula dogs. Uh,
Yeah.
uh, you just don't see a lot of regular family people around here with a Catahoula.
Yeah, and that's what they tell you. They're not meant for that. Unless you got something for them to do or you know what you are doing with dogs, they're not meant for you.
Now I got a chance to work with one time, and this dog definitely was a Callahoola. I could look at him and tell just right off the bat, but he just didn't
Hmm.
have the drive. He just didn't have that natural working instinct. See, a Callahoola dog, if he see a squirrel, you ain't got to tell that some bitch to go get him. You normally got to tell him to leave it alone, if anything.
Yeah.
We was at the park and this squirrel's running everywhere, and this damn dog shit ain't even looked at the damn squirrel. So,
Hmm.
Hmm.
so, so, but he was definitely Callahoola, but some of
Hmm.
that good breeding has been bred out of him,
Yeah.
in my
And
opinion, because like I say, with all these damn squirrels running around, this some bitch ain't tried to go get not one of them.
yeah, and that goes back to what we said. The social media is a hustle. Some people breed them down, water them down, to
Yep.
where you can sell them a little bit easier. But I
Well,
kid
and
you
then,
not,
and then
the breed slogan is not everybody needs a Caterpillar. You don't need
but
this.
don't every that's what every that's it's the same thing in every breed. Some dogs
Hmm.
they shouldn't have a chance to reproduce.
Yeah,
You should never reproduce them. I've had some good looking dogs, but I wouldn't breed them because they didn't do what I want. They look good, but they won't work.
right.
Hmm.
And I'm not breeding dogs that I want good looking dogs.
Right.
Hmm.
Right.
But everybody won't miss that money. God damn, I got 5 people wanting puppies.
Yeah.
I need to get
Right.
Hmm.
this damn money.
Right.
Yeah.
Cause look, I ain't had no puppies in over 3 years, man, and I missed that money. I ain't gonna lie. Shit, I
Hmm.
missed that money.
Uh-huh.
But I'm not going to just breed anything just to get that money.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
I have to
That's
get
ethical
mine
though.
somewhere else.
Yeah, I'm not gonna just be putting animals on the ground just because
I
I
normally
just
get kicked out of every social media dog group that I get into.
you have, man. Yeah, you
They
done got
kick
kicked
me
out of a
out.
lot of Are you still in Miss Sharon's group? She didn't kick you out yet?
She's threatened me 1,000 times, but Miss
All
Sharon
right.
ain't kicked me out yet. But she
Yeah.
will threaten me, boy.
Miss Sharon, you said something, and this is all due respect. I got Miss Sharon, and there's just nothing against her at all. But she
I
said
like
something.
Miss Sharon.
Yeah, me too.
Don't
But you
even
said,
know
yeah, you said something under one of the videos. It was Stan video, and I guess he trained under Butch Capel, and he didn't his experience wasn't that well. He was just honest about it, that they didn't have the best relationship. And she said that, he shouldn't have said that, and blase and all that. And I didn't agree with that because that was his experience. You know, if him and Butch didn't get along, there's no disrespect to Butch, if being that he's passed away, or to his family. He didn't get along with him.
Hey,
So
look
I don't
here.
think
Butch tried to come out with this damn Western Shepherd shit, man. And
yeah.
hey, no disrespect to Butch, but man, I used to say, man, quit trying to ride off the German Shepherd. You didn't cross some German Shepherds with some Dutch Shepherds and some shit, and now
Yeah.
you trying to create a new breed called the Western Shepherd. And Miss Sharon jumped all over that, man. And I would go back and forth with her all the time, and she thought it was something personal against Butch. And it's nothing personal because it can't be personal because I don't personally know these people.
That's right.
But
It ain't personal. Yeah.
but I know that you can't create no damn. You ain't create these dogs don't shed. Get the fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying? It was just so much shit that hell was selling these dogs on, man. And all it takes is to sell dogs is to get a few people on your bandwagon. You know what I'm saying? Hey,
Mhm.
if Sharon like it, then three of Sharon's friends might like it just cause Sharon like it, and then those three get them, and then one of their friends, and it just snowballs.
Right. And you just said something, which I've been kind of hitting on all night, is that the money side of dog breeding is always a new color, a new fad, something always coming in. I bet that Catahoula been used for a lot of breeds. I bet it's
Oh yeah.
been to add in that
I
Merle.
guarantee you he has.
Oh
Boy,
yeah.
yeah.
I
So
guarantee you he has.
right. Hey, if you guys got any questions for CT or Vic, let's drop them. Anybody want to come in and speak with them? Now make sure you don't took your medication now. Before you come in here,
Hey,
make
look,
sure
I'm
you know
still waiting on them to
man.
come out with the miniature shepherd.
Man, don't let me hit Google and it might be there.
Hey, look,
I'm telling
hey,
you.
I guarantee you to be coming. The miniature shepherd.
Probably.
I'm gonna try it. Let me see. Because it might be there, man.
Hey, look, all you gotta do is you take a corgi, you take a saddleback corgi, and a stunted German shepherd, and that's how you can start it.
Miniature American Shepherd.
Oh Lord.
I don't, hey, I don't think it's nothing you can think of that ain't out there right there. Oh,
Hey
look,
man,
he already said it's already been tried.
hey boy, hey,
Yeah.
they after that money, and look
How
here,
much John Williams at? Go ahead, Sky. I'm sorry.
there's some people that hey, they'll stand by that shit too.
Right? Yeah. Everybody trying to make it something that hit monetarily.
Hey, to
Yeah.
each his own though. It's always, you know what I'm saying. Hey, if you got it, most likely there may be somebody out there that may want it.
Right. Uh, Guy bred picks man, then added Australian Shepherd. He said here, Street Rossi, what's happening? Well, I got a question. Is the Doberman and the Min Pin the same dog? What
No,
breed? Okay.
I think the min pin might have been used to make a Doberman, but I don't think they're that related. There's not like the Schnauzer, if that's what they're asking, where you have different variations of like a Schnauzer.
Is that terrier and that min pin.
Hmm.
Uh, but I tell you what, when you see a good, well bred, when some bitches look just like a miniature Doberman though.
Yeah, I'm about to show one actually.
Yep,
We
look
go.
just like
Here's the Min
miniature. I,
Pin
I
right here.
had one back in the day, and boy, he looked like a miniature Doberman.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a min pin right there. Okay. Anybody? Okay, let me see.
A guy
Cat has
told me about a dog the other day, the Russian Black Terrier, and I looked him up, and he to me looks like a Bouvier.
Yeah,
Russian Black
yeah.
Terrier.
I can't tell them apart,
Hmm.
but I know what you're talking about.
Yep, he looked like a Bouvier to me, but they call it a Russian Black Terrier.
Now I wonder, is he kin to the y'all know what I'm talking about? Come on, y'all. The one that worked that was using
Oh, the standard Schnauzer.
yeah, the giant. The
Yeah,
giant.
he kind of
I think
well,
they work.
I could see him being used in. Yep, I could see him being used. I mean, I could see the same dog being in all three of those: the giant Schnauzer, the Black Russian Terrier, and the Bouvier.
Yeah, yeah.
I think I believe the giant schnauzers are used to help make the Black Russian.
Hmm. Okay.
What about the new Malinois?
What's
What
the
is that? The Merle Malinois? You
what? The
showing
new
me?
Malinois?
Yeah.
Is it the Malinois X's that they've been crossing?
I let me
Is that what they
see.
talking about? The new Malinois?
Y'all talk to me, Chad. What
So the
Malinois?
Malinois X's, it got to be. They must have just mixed with a oversized Shepherd
Yeah, that's
or
from my understanding.
oversized Dutch.
They just been crossing them with Dutches and Shepherds.
Yep.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. What are y'all? Wait a minute. Which one y'all talking about?
I mean, he mentioned the Malinois X, but I ain't see.
Oh, the
Hey,
Malinois X. Okay. Okay. Let's see. And you said what's the mix on it?
it's got to be a Shepherd and a Dutch. It's got to be to get that size.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Can y'all see my screen? Oh yeah, there we go.
Hmm.
There we go. Got you. All right. Crossing it with the
Yeah.
Australian Shepherd. Oh, they cross. Somebody, Top Dog says they are crossing it with the Australian Shepherd as well.
Oh,
Okay, and
that's for
he
the
has another
Merle.
question. Street Rossi says, "I got another question. Is the Shar Pei and the Chow Chow related? Because both of them have that purple tongue.
Oh,
Could
I don't
be.
know about that one.
Yeah.
I know they're
I mean,
both Chinese oriented dog or originated
right.
dogs, but I don't know if they ever cross.
Well, you take one that's definitely long haired, and then you take one that's fine haired. So
Yeah,
I
but the
don't
Sharpei's got wrinkles.
right.
I don't know. That's a good question.
Mm, yeah.
I don't think they are. I don't think they're using the same mix for those dogs.
I want to know if anybody has a interesting point for the American variation of dogs. That's what I want to
Yeah.
Man,
see
it to
Uh,
people's
me
thoughts.
it's just uh to me I just lesser breeding. You
Mm,
just like you mentioned the word watered down a minute ago. And
mhm.
I've told people I watered down the dogs that I bred. And when I mean watered down,
You can't sell
I
them
still
as
bred
they were.
nice German shepherds, but
Hmm.
I just didn't breed fire to fire. I took a
Yeah.
more mild mannered dog and bred with a high dog because I had dogs at one time that the average family people they couldn't handle these dogs. And all
Hmm.
my clientele was family people, you know.
Right.
So I took a well bred, I took a dog that had all that breeding, but she didn't have that personality. She didn't have that fire. And I bred her with a dog that had it all, and it leveled down that intensity, you know. So some of them were still fire. Just like when you breed when you breed anything, man, you're not boy, you're lucky if you had a litter of five and they all five gave you exactly what you was breeding for. That's you really
Hmm.
you just gotta pick the ones that's giving you most of what you want. And then those are the ones that you keep including in your breeding program.
Yeah, it's a roll of the dice.
Yes.
you know what? I I think it's always going to be some kind of variation in breeds, no matter what,
You're
because
exactly right.
because you've been in the military, you don't handle military dogs, you know this is just a totally different dog. The public can't handle. The pup. We don't live in those old times no more. And who to say what them dogs was doing back then? You know what I mean? Because we wasn't there. We don't know what them dogs was really like. We don't know what temperaments was like. We just it's some things we don't know. I mean, we might know
Right.
30 years ago, but I heard somebody say, "I don't want no German." This one guy, Jihad, said, "I don't want no Rottweiler from 1910."
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And one thing breeders tell me, they'll never say this on a podcast, but you know, some of them might. They said it's hard to breed dogs when you like a certain style of dog, but you know the public can't handle that type of dog. You know, you guys can handle dogs better than the general public. You know what I mean? And it ain't gonna never be, you know, with the way society is now, you have dogs as companion breeds. Like bullies just sit there and like
Just pet
yeah,
quality.
just companion. It don't do
Yeah.
shit. Somebody come slap your ass, it ain't gonna do shit. It's just companion. You got dogs that's I think the first time I heard this called a reading dog, where a dog just sits there and a child reads to it. It's like therapy dog. It'll never it just
Oh,
all depends on what you want.
Hey,
You
look,
know?
it's just a dog, but we all just keep putting labels on them, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
yeah.
we just yeah.
Uh,
We do
it's us, man. It's the
yeah.
people. It's we the people
Mm-hmm.
that keep
Right.
labeling shit.
Right.
You know, we take the same thing year after year, but different generations gonna label it something different, and it's the same exact thing. But then, okay, just let's take kids now. I mean, look, man, you've been bad. What's wrong with these kids? Well, is it the kids or is it what's wrong with these parents that's raising? You know, it's just if I told you, boy, my daughter she's spoiled rotten. Well, goddamn, who spoiled her rotten? I did, or her mama did. We did. Somebody did, but she wasn't born spoiled rotten. You
Mm-hmm.
know, uh, like my old dog. You've heard me talk about that dog, the Shiznik, back in the day. You know, uh, I made him a pet because I had the experience for his type of dog, but the average person couldn't have made this dog a great family pet.
Mm-hmm.
When you got a well-bred dog, if you got the knowledge, you probably can do anything with him and make him anything you want. But you just have to have that knowledge to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And
Right.
most people don't have the knowledge to have certain things. Okay, let's take a Mustang. Let's take a black Mustang with uh, a uh, a tan drop top with tan interior with sitting on some 22s. Now, you can take that same version of Mustang. You got a 4 cylinder, you got a 6 cylinder, you got a 5.0. You see what I'm saying? But the body
Mm-hmm.
style, looking at it, you can't tell.
Mhm.
You can't tell what's under that hood just by looking at it. But what's under that hood is what makes those Mustangs different. Now, do your 16-year-old does he need a scat pack or whatever they call them damn things? Hell no. You know, unless you're trying to get him in an early grave, or unless he grew up racing cars or something. You know, so your average kid, if I bought my daughter a brand new Mustang, she don't need a 5.0.
Right.
She can get that same body, that same convertible, that same brown interior, but you need this 6 cylinder.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so it's all about knowing what you putting into these dogs and passing them out to the right people. Don't put them in the wrong hands, because if you when you put them in the wrong hands, you're either doing a disservice to that dog or a disservice to that people, to that person. I'm sorry.
Right. 100%. Hold on, let me get back in my screen. I was looking at something. See if there's any question. All right, guys. How long we been going? 109. Okay. get a few more questions, and I'm gonna get up out of here. I feel like the marriage. Okay, he says the Cane Depressa related to Cane Corso or the Neo or both. Man, it's a man. If you've been watching this podcast long enough, it's been breeze added. They all in there, bro. they all in there, man.
Hey, they all laced with something, ain't they?
Yeah, man. Hey, but look at here. I'm gonna show you something. I'm gonna let you do some homework. Let me see. Let me share my screen here. Shit. Stop screen. Okay, hold on a minute. Share screen. Dog Genome Project. Let me see. Bam. Man, go over here and look at the dog genomic genomics of dog domestication and breed information. And just go to this website, go read, go look at the charts, look at this German Shepherd. They doing some science of where they can tell you what created some of these breeds and different things like that. So go over there and look, bro. Irish
Well,
Wolfhound.
hey,
Yeah,
that's just like us. You know, we can go and what
right.
do a DNA profile. Tell us everything it's made up of.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. So go check that out. That'll give you a bunch of different stuff. So yeah. So let me see if I got anything else. Did nobody want to come in and chat with the fellas tonight? What's CT's definition of civil trained dogs?
So a civil dog is just. I mean, a lot of times it comes with the breeding. Sometimes, most time, but it's a dog that'll just fire up on a man. He'll fire up on a man. You don't need no type of equipment. You don't have to stage an incident. This dog is just human aggressive. That's a civil. That's my definition of a civil dog. This dog is
Yeah.
very civil. This dog, that means he will light up on a person. They have to have nothing. They don't have to have a whip, a jacket, nothing. Nothing has to be staged for this dog.
Mhm.
That's
Mhm,
my description of a civil dog.
mhm,
Yeah.
And a
Yeah,
lot
I
of
agree with
times
that one.
you see that as a puppy. You're gonna see that in these puppies when they
Hmm.
6 and 8 weeks old. You're gonna see it in them. You know what I'm saying? It ain't nothing that we created. You know, a lot of times people think they got an aggressive dog because he bark at everybody, and I got a mean dog. Well, the average time when a dog bark, people step back and they run or they step back, get your dog, and then that build up dogs. But that don't mean you have that don't have an aggressive dog. You get it just been built up because the human instinct when somebody's dog is barking at you is for us to step. So that dog, each time we step back, you've built that dog up a little bit. But the first time somebody challenged one of them some bitches, he ready to hit the road, you know. But a
Hmm.
lot of they got a aggressive, mean dog. But that civil dog, in most cases, you seen it as a puppy.
mhm,
You play and you slap your pants leg and you push him down, he starts growling and come back harder.
mhm,
You see it as a puppy, but you just may not know what you was looking at or know what you seen.
mhm,
When
Hmm.
when 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 your friend walk up, he's barking at him as an 8 6 week old puppy, you know, and he's barking aggressively, thinking he want to get him. So you take that and you nourish it and you build with that, man. You create a monster.
Yeah.
You create a monster, or you can put it in the wrong hands and you can you can let somebody
Still a
kick the shit
monster.
out of your puppy and you kill him and you take all that out of him. So a lot
right.
of times we the people again, we either build it up or tear it down.
Mhm,
But in most cases, we're in control of the outcome. You know,
right.
you take domestication can be can be one of the most messed up things. Interfere. we interfere with so much. Everybody want to trust God and trust God's creations, but then you don't trust that God created this dog to be able to stand outside in that 30-degree temperature. You
Oh,
don't have to bring
talk
him
to him,
inside.
CT. Yeah,
You don't have to put a light. Hey, you don't even have to put a light on him.
right.
God gave him. If you trust God, trust that God gave him what he needed.
That's right.
But when we domesticate these animals and we start interfering, we interfere with their natural process of life. You take a
And
coyote.
humanizing them.
Yeah, you take a coyote. Who's worming that coyote? Nobody. He knows how to worm himself, and our dogs would too if they ran loose. You see some of the neighborhood mutts. They the healthiest goddamn dogs in the neighborhood because they know what they need. They know what grasses to eat to kill worms and things like that. But when we keep something tied up or keep something confined, now they're totally dependent upon us. And in most cases, we we either we either destroy that
We softening dogs. We
or we
soften.
we softening dogs, man. We
Yep.
softening dogs.
Yep.
We make
Yep.
them more dependent upon us.
Right. Right. Let me get this question. Do you breed working line corsos? They are hard to find. Any recommendation? Any recommendation? So, nah, man. I try to breed for the total dog. I'm a family dog guy, so I breed for the family. But when you say working line, Connie Corso, you must mean sports training and stuff like that. That's all I get from that. But we believe in a total dog, trying to make a dog that can, in the right handler's hands, that's
Go any
strong.
direction.
Yeah, yeah, go any direction. We try like, and then you got to pick the puppy right for the home. If you
Hmm.
know you got a slow down dog, you know what I mean, that little lazy ass, so they pop out of there sometimes. You know what I mean. You put that in the right home. You don't put them like that. Every dog has a personality. Some get up and go and everything like that. But when you say working line, nah, man, I breed for the total dog. Most people, I got people that do protection work with my dogs. I got dogs that just in families that go hiking. They just dogs, man. You know what I mean? We just try to put out some good, healthy, robust dogs. Just like Clyde was saying, our dogs can take cold, heat. Down here in the South, we got a different mentality on how we keep dogs, and you will see that those dogs are more healthier. You know what I'm saying? Like CT say, we try to get too much in front of the dogs and pussify them. We don't believe in that down here, boy. We try to breed strong dogs. We try to breed dogs with great temperament. They break out. They ain't gonna kill your neighbor's child. We do the total dog. We all that working show. Nah, bro. We just try to go. I picked up a dog yesterday. You know what I'm saying? From a man, and all that. It was just a good dog. I walked up, he alerted and everything, and he took the dog out, and the man he acting cool. I'm acting cool. The dog ain't supposed to kill me. You know what I mean? So that's what we breed for. At least that's what I breed for. So yeah. Um, Let me see here. Anything y'all want to add before we get out of here, brothers?
Well, I'll get back to your original topic, man. Social media helping and hurting, and like I say, man, for any of y'all listening out there, man, just uh, anything you look for, you social media, depending on. I mean, you can pros to cons. You can find something to support what you're looking for. You can find something that's against what you're looking for. So when you don't totally know what you're looking for, then go find someone that's doing what that you want, and go to them and see if they will give you some input or some help. But just end up on this. Don't get the social media education all by itself, because it don't tell you everything. All you seeing is a lot of edited. Most of the time, you're seeing a lot of edited, cropped out shit. You know,
Right.
you're seeing, and I tell you what. Now with AI, I mean AI talk for people. it'll find them. It'll find them pictures. It'll find everything they want for them
Mhm.
to be somebody or something that they're not. So
This go ahead, Clay. I'm sorry.
social media can it can definitely help you, but it can be very harmful as well.
Make sure you get the behind the scenes. That's what I tell people.
Hmm.
Don't go with what people are trying to give you on social media because it's meant to look good and it's supposed to paint them in a certain light. Make sure you get the behind the scenes, do your
When you
research.
when you go to CT's Touch Horses /dogs, guys, I tell people all the time. Most of my well, I'm not gonna say most, all of my videos, they're unedited. They're not edited at all. What you see is what you get, and I show the good, the bad, and the ugly. I mean, there's some videos on there that you see my dogs, man. I was behind in cleaning them up and brushing them out that winter coat, and them some bitches look like shit because I ain't brushed that dead hair out of them. And I showed it to the people, you know. But a lot of people, they only, you go to certain websites and certain pages, you only see the edited, cropped out good stuff. You don't see all the shitty parts, the shittiness that come with the job, you know, with raising puppies and wanting to be a breeder. You know, they don't get to see all that, man. And so many people get swept up into this stuff, not knowing the reality of the situation. They only went off of what they see on Instagram or TikTok.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Right. Right. Let me see here. Joe has a few questions in chat. 416 says when untrained dogs react to stimulus, they call it resource garden. But isn't it all training, just reinforcement of that same behavior?
So let me give him a prime example. If you got a And this is what we talked about earlier when I talked about the military dogs that Vic says been passed from trainer to trainer versus a dog that's been raised with you, family raised with you. This dog has a bond with you. So now, this guy that answered that question, let's say if you had a little brother and somebody came up and was getting ready to slap the shit out of your little brother, did you have to have training to be ready to defend and protect your little brother? You don't have to have no training for that. That's your little brother. That you got a bond with him. You know what I'm saying? So you fist to look out for him. There's dogs and I got 3 people around my stay on my property that has dogs with no training. And the moment I start getting into it or talking aggressive to their owners, man, that dog that this I'm talking about little beagle mixed mutts. But man, they let me know that hey, this is my owner, but them dogs sleep with them, they eat with them every day. They have a total different bond. So these dogs has no training at all, but they will come unglued if I tried to do anything to their person. So every dog doesn't have to have training, and it's definitely not always resource resource guarding. That's again, that's the dog trainers. We want to label, we want to put something to everything. And a lot of times it's mislabeled.
Gotcha. Street Rossi, I see your question. I'm not gonna answer that question. Some people don't like their name mentioned on the show, so I'm not gonna answer that question. I don't want no shit. You know what I'm saying? Uh uh let's see here. CT. Oh, my man right here was he said, can we talk about working line, Connie Corso? Okay. Protection sport. Clyde, with the dogs you have worked, let me ask this question like this: the Connie Corso,
Uh-huh.
have you ran across? You probably trained quite a few
So,
of them.
so with the Corsos, man, what I've noticed with, and I haven't worked with a lot of Corsos because a lot of times the people that I know that have them, they don't need that dog to have no training. Most Corsos, a good bred Corso, he's just naturally protective of his people. He's not a very over friendly dog. This
Hmm.
dog he checks you out. He gotta warm up to you,
He's
in
defensive.
my opinion. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? He'll look at you and tolerate you, but that's some bitch most of the time they paying attention, and it's kind of like this. you better not fuck up attitude. Do
Mhm.
it if you want to. Now
No,
that's what I've gotten out of good bred Corsos. They're very attentive. They when a stranger comes in, I mean, they're watching you.
right. Who is this white woman?
She popped in, man. She popped
What's
in.
up,
I
man?
was
What's up, Edge? What's good? They gonna talk about that tomorrow. Did you hear what he said?
White woman, how dare you? Such
What's,
a
go-
racist piece of shit.
what's going on, Edge? How you doing tonight?
I'm good. How are you?
All right. You want to add something to the conversation?
Yeah, no, I was asking like 1,000 times.
Oh yeah, I was coming down the line. I saw it. Doug.
He was not. Doug kept saying.
Yeah. Okay. Well, go ahead and ask now then.
No. So I just wanted to ask CT. So what do you on your puppy buyers? Do you pick out your puppies for your buyers so that
No.
you know, or do you let them pick out their own puppies?
so this is what's your name, man?
Ange, just call me Ange.
Ange. So this is what I do, Angie. I ask my people, what are you looking for in a dog? What do you want? What do you want in your dog?
Right.
Once they tell me, then I'll say, hey, puppy 1, 4, and 7 will fit you just great.
Right. Okay. So
End of the
basically,
day, at the end of the day, is your money.
right.
But
So
I'm gonna
okay,
tell
so
you,
yeah. So
go ahead.
basically, yeah. So basically, you do because you give
I-
them
He gives him a strong suggestion.
a
right.
strong
Right.
suggestion.
Mhm.
You don't
I
let
try
them
to
just
match. I try to match dogs with people because that way you're gonna when you get a person and you get the right dog, Angie. Most time they're gonna keep that dog forever.
right.
The person the wrong dog, that some bitch kicked out on the dirt road, or he gonna end up at a rescue or a pound. You know.
Right.
So when you match dogs with people and families and homes, you normally become their hero,
Right.
and they gonna look for you. They gonna come back to you for another puppy because you
Exactly.
Doug,
matched
don't
them
start
up
that.
with, huh?
You
That's
see what
what it
Doug put
is.
in the chat?
What?
Oh, I'm talking about Doug. Doug said,
Clyde, they give you a hard time. They said Clyde just
Say.
admitted that a dog could assess a threat.
Oh, I did. Hey, look here. See, they misread everything Clyde said. Clyde ain't said
Mhm.
that.
Yeah.
No, you just got to match. You just got to know what. So I tell people, man, I'm one of the best. I consider myself. When it comes to developing puppies, reading dogs and puppies, man, I am so great at it. You know, and when I work with puppies from 6 to 10 weeks,
Mhm.
they change.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? There's puppies that may be showing you great in this area at 6 weeks and weeks. He's not showing you so much in this area, but now he's showing you something great in another area. You
Right.
know, I'm a good puppy reader, and again, when it comes to puppies and dogs, that's the worst thing you can do as a breeder is sell one of your dogs that's not going to fit the
Right.
home that you're selling or the person that you're selling it to. You
Right.
know,
And
I have missed money because I tell the person, man, this isn't the dog for you. I know a guy that got some dogs like what you want.
right. Right. And
You know,
that's what I do too. So I do the same thing. I'll say, this puppy will fit what you're looking for, the criteria and what you're looking for. And so I don't give them the whole litter because the whole litter is not there. So if they're looking for more of a couch potato dog, because they could come there that day and the dog that has real high prey drive could be just, having a down day that day. And that may be the dog they're looking for. And they're like, oh, that's
right.
the dog I want. Well, that's not because I raised that puppy. So I
You
know
know,
how
yeah.
that puppy's
You know.
acting. Right. And so that puppy's
Exactly.
not going to be their puppy, but they're looking at it going, oh, well, it's sleeping while everybody else is running around. But normally that dog is not going, or that puppy's not going to be that puppy every other day of the week. It's just having a down day, just like people have down days.
Mhm.
So you as a breeder, that everybody doesn't have that knowledge as a breeder. Everybody doesn't put that time in. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Even though you see what you see, me and you may see something totally different. Have you ever called a dog or a breeder and you realize that they didn't know who you were and that and they fed you a whole bunch of bullshit?
Yes. Yeah.
There's a lot of people out there, man, that'll feed you bullshit just to sell you a dog. You
Right.
know, uh, uh, I sell you. I don't care if you show up in a bin. I don't care if you show up in a old junker truck. I already know what I want for my dog before you come. I already know what I want for my puppy, and it's not determined on who my buyer is. And there's so many people that'll look at your profile maybe and see how you living. Oh shit, I better 3,500. You know, hey. When I price something, I price it for the product that I have and what I actually want for it.
Right.
I don't even price it. You got a lot of people. Well, price it for $500 more than you want. Give them room to Jew
No.
because everybody want to Jew you. I price my dogs for what I want. Now, if you want to offer me something lower as a breeder, I can accept it or not accept it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm very solid on how I market anything that I have for sale because the best business is good business. And when you sell and do good business, that's your best advertisement for you is that person repping you and sending people, oh man, I bought the best puppy. I bought this puppy. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But today, that's why Joe mentioned earlier that if you counterfeit, you won't make it because man, you got people that'll sit up and they ain't got nothing to do all day but make a social media page just for this bad transaction that you gave them.
Exactly.
And it's kind of like what everybody do now. Before you go, there's so many people now before around they get on Yelp to see how many reviews and see what the review says.
Right.
And the dog world is getting toward that when you got serious buyers. Now the general public, they just want to if they want a Rottweiler, they don't care if it's American bred, if it's goddamn, they don't care. They just if it's a Rottweiler, they want it.
Right.
But then you have the people that know exactly what they want and they're willing to spend the money if it's what they want. Breed, Angie.
What's that?
What type of dogs do you breed?
I did breed Dobermans for like 23 years and now Corsos, but I haven't bred a litter in 5 years, 6 years.
Now I agree with Vic. Vic, the Dobermans is one of the most fucked up breeds now. I mean, you get versions of the Doberman, man. But I tell you what, if I was to ever go to another dog, a Doberman would be my next dog. Probably would definitely like Vic. I mean, Vic said, man, I would have to do my research because man, they have changed these Dobermans up so much.
Right.
But I know
Yeah.
what a good Doberman is supposed to look like and be about.
Mhm.
So since I know, I would know how to vet the people.
Right.
Same thing with Corsos. There's so many Corso breeders out there now. It's
Oh,
crazy.
you
Yeah.
can't throw a rock and not
Yeah,
hit
you
him.
guys sell puppies, man.
Yeah, you have to be set apart to sell puppies.
Yeah.
You have to be set apart. Okay, they asking them questions right now. I'm glad Ange is in here. Here's one.
Oh, it took that white man to get questions asked, huh?
Yeah, when the white folks come in, y'all start asking questions and shit.
People get real talkative all of a
See,
sudden.
but with the brothers, I gotta beg y'all for questions. See, this some bullshit.
They're not afraid now.
Oh, they're gonna be in trouble tomorrow, y'all. But anyway, so Street Rocky said, Joe, which dog is more protected, the Corso or the Presser? Canario, brother, I ain't never had a Presser, so I couldn't tell you. It's a newer breed. It's probably in a similar state or in its way like the Corso. What do you think, Ange?
Yeah, I would say the same thing.
Yeah.
They're very similar. So
Yeah. Very similar, yeah. Yeah. But
I've worked with both and very similar dogs, man. It's just about how how they're bred. And that, and again, that comes back to any breed dog that you're talking about.
Yeah, I would
It'll
just
be
say
about the genetics that they carry.
absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah. And here's another one, Mark. This is for the Corso breeders. Is there a difference in imported versus American line Corso temperament?
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah.
Joe.
Man.
Where's Tony?
Right.
Yeah. Oh.
Listen, you get Tony started on this one.
Candy
Hey,
man.
I'm gonna have to get a hold of Tony because hey, y'all promised me to fly me out there to see his dogs now. It's time for me to call on it.
I had a import. She had decent temperament. Little nerves, a little weaker than what I don't have anymore. Nerves wasn't. Yeah.
Both of mine are bred import. So
Right.
mine's Russian and Italian. So
let me ask y'all this: that had to import. Did you go over there and pick these dogs out, or they were already here?
No, I shipped mine in.
Me too.
So you shipped yours, but did you personally know this breeder?
Yeah.
So I'll say it like this: when it comes to
but I did video call. So
right.
We do video call videos.
I did all that stuff. With all this stuff now, there's no reason that you can't see the dogs, you can't see the kennels, you can't see the puppies. The bitch that I have now, her mother, her breeding is out of a breeding that I imported. So I imported the bitch already pregnant, bred to, and I watched the breeding. I did everything. So everything was already done on video call.
So let me tell you what helped you guys get the dog that you imported. So when you're doing this, those guys are reading you. They know if you know what you're talking about, if you don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, yeah.
So if you know what you're talking about and they know it, most of the time they're going to send you what you're requesting because they don't want that bad publicity attached to them.
Right.
But when they see you and they listen to you and they know, oh shit, I got me one on the hook, they're not going to send you the good shit.
Oh yeah, well, because there's a sucker born every day, right?
Exactly.
I mean, if you don't, that's what I was telling Joe. If you don't know terminology, if you don't know lines, if you don't know pedigree, if you can't sit there and talk to somebody, like if I'm talking to you and we're talking dogs, you're going to know right away whether I know dogs or I don't know dogs.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to know whether I know training or I don't know training. If I'm sitting there and I'm talking to you about horses and I said I went to the Quarter Horse Congress, you're going to know that I went to the Quarter Horse Congress because most people don't know what the fuck a Quarter Horse Congress is, right? True. So you're going to know whether or not I'm talking shit or I'm not talking shit. So there's a difference between that, or if I'm calling you up and say I want a blue and I want a male and I want it for $1,500. Mm-hmm. That's a puppy buyer versus just a breeder.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If I say, I need something that's got depth and brisket, I don't want slab-sided. I want a nice layback. I want a good croup. I want a nice turn of stifle. I don't want cowhocked. I don't want splayed feet. Well, then you're going to know that I know what the fuck I'm talking about in breeding. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Yeah.
There's a difference.
Right. Shouldn't crossbreeding the Euro to the American Doberman create a type of hybrid brigger that would help fix some of the problems people talk about?
That's what I did. So American lines are very watered down because most Americans can't handle the true temperament of the Euro Doberman. They're very sharp, or what I consider sharp. They're very sharp dogs, beautiful dogs, but I crossed them imported and crossed them into the American lines because they're very watered down and they're what we consider deadheads. So I crossed them in because I want the trainability and the very sharpness of the Euro lines, but you want kind of the wateredness down of the American lines. So it makes a good combination so that you can sell to John Q. Public, because most John Q. Public want that pet dog. Let's be honest. Yeah. Nobody can, if you're not a trainer, you can't handle a true Euro dog.
Right.
And that's the truth. Like you and I could, you could because Vic could because he worked with MP dogs. Most people can't handle an MP dog.
Well, see, a lot of people would talk about what you do. I do something similar, but a lot of people would talk about us because they feel that we shouldn't water these dogs down just for the public, you know.
But
But when I water them down, I'm like I said earlier, breeding, I'm still breeding structurally sound dogs.
right,
I'm still breeding. I'm breeding the German Shepherd, but I'm taking some of that aggressiveness,
Edge off.
that
the
edge off. Yes,
right,
yes.
because let's face it, most people now, if they do want a pet, they want a pet that's just going to lay on the couch for 18 hours a day because they're going to work, they're taking kids to soccer, cheerleading, whatever. They don't want a dog that actually works. They want the flash, the everything that looks cool, like going between the legs, doing all this stuff. They think they want that. They love the idea of it, but they can't handle the reality of what it takes to get that dog. So
But
they
see,
go
I
Yeah.
wouldn't. Okay, I'm still not going to breed a floppy-eared German Shepherd.
oh
You know, when
yeah,
you got so many people that they compromise the quality, try to get certain temperaments. But when anytime you're breeding dogs, period,
right,
you should have some specific reasons on why you breeding this male to this female.
right,
There should be some specific reasons. Every
right,
male shouldn't be bred to every female. There should be
right,
certain reasons. I need to add this, or I need to take away this. I need to balance this out. That should
right.
be every breeder. That should be in every breeder's uh uh what's the word I'm looking for? Yes, every breeder's
Objective.
repertoire before he breed dogs.
Right.
But
No, and
unfortunately, it's not.
right. And I agree because that's why I haven't bred in 6 years. Why? Because there's not enough people out there that could really take even like the Corso's not for everybody. The Doberman's not for everybody. The Shepherd's not for everybody. A true good Shepherd is not for everybody. And because today people, I mean, let's face it, most people don't even deserve a house plant, let alone a good dog. A
Right.
good
Yeah.
dog. I mean,
See, and I
so
think of it just the opposite for people. A true good German Shepherd can be good for anybody. But it's when you start, like I say, they overbreed these dogs. They overbreed that aggressiveness in certain dogs.
yeah.
But the German Shepherd, the true German Shepherd, he could be anybody's dog.
But I mean, with the way that people are today, I mean, and maybe I'm looking at it wrong. It's so I'm always willing to come to the table and have my mind changed. But the way that people are today, where they don't want the responsibility of taking care of a pet, look how many dogs are left at the dog pound now, how many dogs are just put out on the street and cars are driven away and the dog's sitting there going like, what the hell happened? All this stuff because it gets to where it's too much and the dog is now just a nuisance. Or, like we've seen the boom in 2020 where everybody got a pet and everybody wanted to make money on breeding and stuff like that. Now all of a sudden, they don't want it no more. They had to go back to work or whatever. And now all of a sudden, dogs are just being dropped off. And look how overwhelmed the pounds are and the rescues are and all this stuff. I mean, do you really think that people really value owning pets the way that they used to?
And that's why I haven't bred in years because uh, everybody now you can find a $200 German Shepherd anywhere.
Right.
And most people they don't care if it's floppy eared. They don't care if it got a long collie muzzle. They just as long as it was black and tan or looks like a German Shepherd, barks like a German Shepherd, they just want a German Shepherd. So they'll spend $200 versus spending $1,800.
Right.
So it's just too much. Like I say, everybody's breeders now.
Right. And
So
everybody's
you
going to make
guys in the Corso
$1 million.
business, y'all doing all this, y'all vetting your dogs, y'all doing so much that okay, I need to ask whatever the going market is for a good well-bred Corso pup. But then now here come those people. I got Corsos for 800. You got so many, they gonna jump on that bandwagon. Want that? they'll go buy that $800 Corso.
Mm-hmm.
And then when next year they got some, in a year and a half, they got some for 400.
Right. Okay. I'm gonna let y'all get out of here. This is my last question. And everything. If y'all don't know Savita, she's always in the chat. Savita Untethered. She has a YouTube channel as well. Clyde has a YouTube channel. CT Touch Horses
I
and
just be in the
Dogs.
comments.
Huh?
I'll be in the comments if y'all want me.
Vic. He's our military handling personnel.
Yes, thank
Can I
you.
answer this question, Joe?
Yeah, that's what I'm about to get to. So
Okay.
he asking Vic, where does Vic believe military dogs could be improved? Breed, size, weight, or mentality?
That's such a tricky question, and the reason why it's tricky is because the military has to mass produce our product. So we breed, we get the Malinois, we get Shepherds, we'll use Jack Russells for subs. We use a different assortment of breeds. It depends on what that dog is meant to do, right? So for like the general military, like I was, I think the improvement would be to go and get the quality dog and to actually look at each individual puppy. Sometimes they go and they just get a batch of puppies. They have a list of things that the dog has to do as whatever age they go get them. If it checks the box, we take them,
If
right?
not,
And that it's not like I'm going to go look at, A, C, and G over here. It's like we look at this litter, and they check the box, we take them. And that's kind of you get a range of dogs. You get a range of dogs. Now the military is starting to do better. We have our own program of breeding, but because our military dog program goes through one place. They have to share these dogs amongst the Army, the Marine, the Navy, the Air Force. Everybody has to share these dogs. So and things happen. Dogs get hurt, get sick, dogs retire early, handlers go out, whatever. Because of that, they have to keep so many dogs coming in and going through the process that I would say that's the improvement. And also these dogs do get passed from handler to handler to handler. There's a different handler. I tell you, I failed on some dogs. Some dogs I excelled at, and I could really kick some ass with. Some dogs I thought I was pretty good with, and it just wasn't a fit. So I don't think it's breed. I think if you're gonna go for size, a pocket mal is perfect. I don't want to carry 100 and something pound German Shepherd on my shoulders when I already got 80 pounds of gear on my back. I got out of the military because I have back problems now. Like I was due for back surgery by the age of 25.
Oh yeah.
That's why I got out.
Yeah.
Doing stuff like that, it takes a toll. So I wouldn't get a big dog. I'd think a pocket mouse that 40 to 50 range is real cool. If you think that can take down a person, you've never been hit by one. Um, breed Malinois, great. Back in the day, we had Dobermans and stuff. They just weren't as adaptive. You can't really send a Doberman to go work in the snow. I promise you, I've worked. I'm days to where there's some days that it's 105, 108 outside, and then the next week we're in Germany and it's negative, and you're
Hey.
like,
Yeah.
"What the heck, man?" Like I'm going through shock. I know my dog's going through shock, but we still got to get this done. So it would be that if we could go through and look for individual dogs and we didn't have to mass produce, it'd be a better program. It's a good program as it is, but it could improve in that way.
Where do most of y'all dogs come from?
Overseas. We have a few vendors stateside, but a lot of them come from overseas.
Okay. All right.
Uh,
Gotcha.
what's
Can you be more
the
specific and not get in trouble?
what's the big guy? Is Vaughn? I don't want to give the wrong name. That's the thing.
Okay, gotcha. I feel you.
Is Von Lick? Von Lick had a lot of our dogs.
Yeah. Okay.
That was a big vendor for us. Uh, Other than that, that's the only name I really know of. Lackland has a puppy program.
Uh-huh.
Those dogs are cool, but once again, uh, you think no, I don't think a mastiff could ever do military work.
Don't nobody think that.
Nope.
Yeah.
That's why you don't see mastiffs really in police work, right? You
Right.
gotta think it's too big. It's got to be able to transfer over. You can't have a dog that's too protective of one handler and
Right.
can't transfer it to another one. And then a lot of people think that military and police dogs make their money off of biting people. It's not that.
Yeah.
A lot of the time it's, can you go find narcotics? Can you go find explosive in strange conditions? Can you get up at 2 in the morning and go do a 2 hour search for narcotics? Can you go look for, explosives? Can you go do 5 miles and still be productive the whole time searching? A mastiff's not going to do that. I think that the ideal dog is a Malinois.
Yeah.
Like if I was going to battle today and it was just kicking doors, taking names, I'm taking a Malinois. If I wanted a more methodical dog, I'll take a Shepherd, because the Shepherd's going to think a little bit more on his feet than a Malinois. A Malinois is going to break through the wall and ask questions later. But yeah,
Most definitely. Hey, give a shout out to Doug, man, for putting everybody's handle on there, and
Oh yeah, he be on it. Yeah.
yeah, he
Our police
said he
department
got.
had a dogo until it got killed. But other than that, I mean,
do
we
you know what it was used for? Was it narcotics or was it for apprehension?
apprehension.
Because a lot of people, like, we had Roddies back in the day, right? And that's a true statement. But if a Roddy got into a bite, the amount of damage that dog did to the human body on a bite
Yeah.
it came back to bite us in the end.
Yeah.
This is inhumane to put something like that. That's why
Yep.
we don't use stuff like, what's the Kangal has the highest bite force. We don't need that
Right.
to take down a person.
To
That's why I say a
apprehend
pocket.
somebody, man. Exactly.
That's why I say a pocket now. You go fight a 40-pound Malinois that's got energy. I I would love to see it, because if you laugh at it, and I've had dogs like that, people laughed at. I say, go get in that suit, and it changes their whole perspective. Like, this
Yep.
little dog put you on your ass, yes, and it will do it again. I promise you. Like, that's just how some of these dogs are wired. You don't need the biggest, baddest dog to go knock out some of these jobs,
Right.
because it's just not needed.
But yeah, that's what he was used for. But then he ended up getting stabbed.
Yeah, and that's unfortunate. That's the other side
Right.
of it. You get a big dog, you're a bigger target too. You got to think of
Right.
that too.
Right.
That's the only thing I hate about canine dogs and police forces, because it's they go after them and then that's it's like, but
They got a job to do.
they got a job.
It's
Exactly.
unfortunate, yeah.
It's unfortunate, but it's a job.
But that's why we love when they retire.
Right.
Then they get all that.
Right.
Right. Right.
For the two breeders, I have a question, because y'all mentioned this a couple times.
Sure.
Y'all mentioned watering down some of these dog breeds that y'all have that are
Yeah.
typically used for working dogs. With that being said, how do you guys as breeders preserve the working side of these dogs if not everybody can handle those?
So how I do it is, like I say, when I breed, I'm breeding. I'm very particular about what I breed. Like I say, I don't want something to work. I want my dogs to look good as well. Uh, I try to stay close to the standard. I'm not trying to breed no 100 and for personal protection. I personally like a bigger shepherd. So yes, I do like the 90-pound shepherds. You know what I'm saying? But I want him to be athletic. I want him to be active. The standard for a shepherd, for a male shepherd, is 75 pounds. I don't know if a lot of people know that 75 pounds is the standard for a German shepherd. But I like a 90-pound, because for personal protection, I want my dog to be kind of intimidating just by size and appearance. But to when I say watered down, the only thing that I'm taking out, like I say, taking that temperament, taking that civilness out. Uh, and what I do is I pick, and most of the time, it doesn't matter if I got a real aggressive male, then I'm gonna breed him to a not so aggressive female.
Mhm.
If I got a real aggressive female, I'm gonna breed her to a not so aggressive male. And we are who we come from.
Mhm.
Every one of us, we mama and daddy's. That's who we are. Them. So when you know what you got, I know that this dog is her temperament. It's not just because she hasn't been worked. I personally know this. So you take some dogs that they may have that temperament, but they just hadn't been worked. So you don't see it, but you know it's there. So I know this what I'm doing. I know I'm not taking a dog that just ain't been worked. I'm taking a dog that I've tested her, and she's just not that aggressive. She's just not that naturally aggressive. And then I'm gonna breed her with this very aggressive dog to balance that out. And I want a dog that, and when I say watering it down, like I say, most family people, they can't handle a true working dog. They can't handle a dog that's just genetically strong on both sides to do protection or to do sport. They can't handle that. So
Mhm.
so you balance it out with the temperament of dogs that you're breeding. But like I say, I still want quality. Did I answer your question, Vic?
See that's
Yeah.
yeah, see that's what I always do. I'm always breeding for the standard no matter what. But as for temperament wise, I'm always when I bring in the Euro lines, I'm looking for
Maverick, come here.
drive. So,
What
and
you
then
doing?
I breed it into the South American lines, and I look for more of that laid back or a different drive that I'm looking for, more working as in search and rescue, more laid back as in a dog that's more relaxed. And
Right.
then I would breed into the working line of IPG, something like that. And so I
Okay.
balance it out that way. So I'm
Mhm.
still keeping that drive there, but I'll breed it into, and then if I get a puppy that is more of that laid back, I'll breed back into a working
The
line,
higher drive. Yeah. Okay.
higher drive. So
You
I'm
don't give them the raw, uncut, just
right.
working
Yeah.
drive.
I'm always breeding back
You put
into
some brakes into it.
right. So I'm always keeping that there,
Ouch.
but I keep it watered down just a little bit so that the people John Q. Public can still handle that so that I have a
Mhm.
mixture in my litter that I can say, okay, this person doesn't want anything with high drive. So,
Mhm.
it wants more of a couch potato dog, so I can give it, or it's going to do search and rescue, so I can give it. So I have a mixture in my litter of something that somebody's going to work with. They want a show dog, they want a working dog, they want this. So I'm always trying
What?
to get a mixture in my
Mhm.
litters. But I'm always striving to keep a true all working breed Doberman or Corso. I only ever bred 2 litters of Corsos just because John Q. Public really can't handle a true Corso. And I
Right.
like a sharp dog. So I mean
Mhm.
my idea of a true working breed is a sharp dog. So most people can't handle that. And I
Right.
think today most people just can't handle a real working breed anyway. So
And
Yeah.
and here's another angle to that. Um, Ange gonna know about this, especially like being in media. I get a lot of information, and Ange gets a lot of information too. It's funny, but
Come on.
um, if a dog is too extreme, like a lot of guys on the internet, boom, 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 pop, and they are breeding that shit. But guess what? They getting that shit back too.
right.
Yeah, I know
Yeah.
that shit getting returned.
Yeah.
Uh, you
You
know what
gotta
I mean?
place your dog with the right person that's gonna
Right.
handle that, that's understand. Like I could hand you like my bitch is, she's got good drive and she's got good understanding and she's really well trained. I can hand her to you and you'd probably work perfectly fine.
Mhm.
Somebody that's never handled a dog like that would be like, "Oh my god, this dog is too much. I can't handle her, whatever." So and this is where I always say, in the wrong hands, she'd
You're
be a
right.
bad dog. Do you get what
Mhm.
that means, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Definitely.
get you.
So
I tell people all the time. People ask me about dogs. I'm like, that dog might have too much gas for what you
right.
what you're looking
Right.
for.
Right.
So
Mhm.
so that's why I have a hard time breeding anymore because I understand that most people can't handle those type of dogs. You
Mhm.
know what I mean? They think they can or they want to because they see these TikTok reels. They think, "Oh, I want that." They can't really handle that. One, they don't have the time to, or two, they don't have the training and understanding to, or they don't want to spend the money to actually go to a trainer and learn how to train that type of dog.
Right.
Right.
Or they don't know their limitations of that's not what I really want to train.
Right.
Because those are dogs that need to be trained. I mean, like a Malinois needs to be trained from the moment it wakes up to the moment it goes to sleep. It's like having
If it sleeps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So, it's like these people think they want those things until it's in their home, and then they don't want to do it. And then it gets dumped, and I don't ever want my dog to get dumped. And we ask them to be born, and we're responsible for them from the first breath they take until the last breath they take. So that is our responsibility. I don't care.
Hey, I'm gonna disagree with you there. Hey, once I sell it, he ain't my responsibility no more. and a lot of times I hear a lot of breeders, I want the dog back. I don't want my dog. I don't want the. Hey, let me look at the dog first, because if you didn't fuck him up, I don't want him back. Me personally, you know what I'm saying? So once I sell him to you, it's no longer my responsibility. I'm not gonna take credit for what you do or what you don't do. Me personally.
Right.
Hey guys, they want a part 2. Y'all definitely have to get a part 2 because we ain't gotta go home, but we gotta get the hell out of here.
Okay.
Damn. They still asking questions.
Hey, thanks for having me on, man.
Hey, we're gonna say that for the next time. Yes.
And somebody asked, yes, you can adopt military dogs. They do retire. They have a whole website. If you're near a military base, they usually announce it. Handlers usually get first dibs, so sometimes they don't make it to the public. But yeah, you can adopt a military dog. Most of them already come trained, so you don't worry about actually doing too much.
I'm gonna get one more for Sean. I'm gonna get one more for Sean. Let's just make this fast and just get out of here. Should a working breed be bred if it can't work? Right.
No.
Hell no.
That's the whole point of a working breed.
Right. Yeah.
Hell no.
Yeah.
Hey, Joe, next time you bring this white woman on, so that way we can get the show on the road and we won't laugh. So hey, look, it's big.
Started this an hour ago.
Yeah. Yeah. We get better participation. We see gonna invite Ange back.
And bring us into overtime.
Right.
He was wrapping up, and then she got on it. We started a whole nother show.
Yeah. I'm in like, hey, anybody got any questions? Come on, man, say something, man. She coming here. Yes, ma'am.
Ding, ding, ding. Hey, notification started off, didn't it?
Yeah.
Thank you. Nice meeting you, Andrew.
Bringing more feminine energy up in here.
Both of you, and thank you for your service.
Right.
Thank you.
Right. Okay.
And like Joe gave shout out to me, Joe, man, you've been doing a wonderful job with your podcast, man. And it's a blessing to the dog industry, really, man, because your page is so raw and real, and most people's podcasts they get on is so scripted. Again, it's scripted. Your shit is raw and real, man, and there's a lot of bullshit and there's some
right.
So shout out to you, man.
I appreciate it. All right, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. We'll try to do this again. Y'all enjoyed it. Lots of questions. Shit, I had to stop y'all ass. God damn.
I told you to go live. Like how many times?
Hey, we do it all. We go live. We go behind the scenes, shorts, everything. All right, y'all. We out of here. I'm out. Step into the realm of canine wisdom with our podcast, NWA Connie Corsos, where we interview dog men and women from around the globe. Discover their talents and insights on breeding, training, nutrition, and the rich history of dogs. Tune in to the most underrated yet influential dog podcast on social media. Your journey into the dog world starts here.